Today is April 20th, and you're listening to the Daily Devotion Podcast from Devotable. Today's devotion is titled, Life in Tough Circumstances, and was contributed by William Hemsworth. I will leave a meek and humble people among you, and they will take refuge in the name of Yahweh. The remnant of Israel will no longer do wrong or tell lies. A deceitful tongue will not be found in their mouths, but they will pasture and lie down, with nothing to make them afraid. Zephaniah chapter 3, verses 12 and 13, HCSB. How we live our life in tough circumstances matters. Do we lash out at others, or do we live according to biblical principles and try to do the right things? The first job I ever held was that of a chaplain assistant in the United States Army, with my first duty station in Hunter Army Airfield, Georgia. The chaplain I worked for was a holy man, and I thank God every day that I was able to serve under his mentorship. We had a weekly Bible study, and a topic that always seemed to come up was the remnant of Israel. The remnant are those who kept the commandments of the Lord in spite of what was going on around them. Our life compared to Zephaniah. Zephaniah prophesied during the reign of King Josiah, and morality among the people was at an all-time low. The book of the law, presumably Deuteronomy, was found, and the king mandated that it be observed. In the passage above, the Lord says that there was a remnant that will tell the truth, be meek, be humble, and not be deceitful, and they will not be afraid. A comparison can be made with the time in which Zephaniah wrote and our own. A majority of people seem to be looking out for themselves. They willingly lash out, betray friends, and deceive whomever possible in an effort to get ahead in the rat race. Where does that leave those of us who stand for biblical principles and try to do the right thing day in and day out? Like the remnant in the time of Zephaniah, there are many who hold to scriptural principles, who treat others as they want to be treated, and want to see others do well, even if they themselves are not. Like the remnant of Israel in this passage, God has not abandoned those who are His children. He is with us every step of the way, no matter what we are going through. Do not be afraid of what you are going through. The Lord and His servants are with you. This devotion resonates with me a lot because as I'm trying to grow this project and this ministry, sometimes it gets frustrating, and sometimes I can feel like it's just me chasing the numbers as I try to reach new people and gain new followers and expose people to what Devotable is and how many great authors we have that write for us. It's difficult sometimes for me to not get caught up in the rat race. And I have to always go back to why I'm doing this. And I've mentioned before in several of these episodes and on several devotions that I created this so that I could have another resource that allowed me to connect with God daily. And as I've said before, there are a lot of resources out there that do this and do it great. There's a lot of devotions, devotional books, devotional sites, Bible study creators, the list goes on. But I wanted to create something that was unique to me and bring together a diverse group of authors, all for a common cause. And so as I try to grow this and I try to expand it and reach as many people as we can, it gets frustrating sometimes, and I get caught up in the numbers game. I get caught up in looking at how many followers I've gained that week, or how many people have liked or commented on a post or shared a post, or whatever the metric may be. And that's just absolutely the wrong way of looking at things. But it's hard because it is one of the only ways that we have in an online kind of ministry or project to gauge how successful we are at our goal of reaching people. So I always have to remind myself to strike that balance of making sure that we're doing things right in order to grow and reach new people, and not get so bogged down and focus on the numbers. As I see other projects and other social media accounts that are by and large worldly and not biblical in any sense, they grow to millions and millions and millions of followers. And they do that in a matter of a year or 2 years, or very quickly, it seems like. It's hard not to get jealous of those accounts and wonder how they're doing it or what special sauce they're using to do it. But I realize that when you stand for something, when you stand for biblical principles, and you try to do the right thing day in and day out, like William points out here, it's not going to be popular. People aren't going to flock to you, and they're not going to follow you in droves on social media. They're not going to sign up to your daily devotional email list, and they're not going to buy your books. It's just not going to happen. And I have to remember that, because as I'm trying to do the right thing and stand for biblical principles, sometimes it's just not going to be popular. And I don't want this to come out like I'm some sort of a martyr standing by myself doing the right thing while nobody else is around me, because the truth is there's thousands and thousands of people out there that are trying to do the same thing that I'm doing, and writers that are trying to create great biblical material. We have over 100 writers at Devotable, and all of them are trying to do books and blogs and Bible studies and online devotions and grow their social media and YouTube channels and podcasts, and the list goes on. And they're all doing amazing stuff. They're all experiencing the same problems that I am. Sometimes it feels like we're standing out alone by ourselves. It's just a reality. But we have to hold to those biblical principles. We can't compromise the things that we're doing just for the sake of growth. I won't ever do that. I won't ever compromise my beliefs, my principles, just to gain a couple thousand followers. It's not something that I will ever do. And I would encourage those of you who may be listening who are feeling the same struggles that I am. Maybe it's just in your personal spiritual life. Maybe you're just struggling to stay spiritual in an ungodly world. Keep pressing on. Of course we're going to fail, and of course we're going to fall, and of course we're going to do things for the wrong motivations, because we're human. We always have to turn that corner and realize those mistakes and make course corrections. And we always need to be encouraged that there are other people, like the remnants in Zephaniah's time, that are trying to live spiritually rich, biblically strong lives. We need to find those people, and we need to surround ourselves with those people. And we need to encourage each other, step with each other. And that is why it is so important, if you are not a part of a local body of believers, to be a part of a local church. That is why a local church is so important, is because we can get weekly encouragement from people that are standing and walking the same walk that we are, and standing beside us. So whatever struggles you're going through, whatever things that may be discouraging you today in your biblical walk, or maybe you're trying to create a business or grow a business or a project or something else for God's glory, or do some kingdom work, don't be afraid of what you're going through. The Lord and His servants are with you. That's what William says in the last line of this devotion, and it is so true. There are people around us that are cheering us on, and we just need to lean on those people. And I am truly grateful and thankful for all of you Devotable supporters and listeners. You guys are amazing. You guys send me encouraging things all the time. Each and every week we have new subscribers and new followers and a new author or two that just find us organically. And I am exceedingly grateful for how God is using this ministry and growing this ministry. And I just want to take a second to thank you guys for supporting me, reading our books and devotions, supporting our authors. Some of you are contributors monthly, and I really appreciate you guys who give monthly to help us. Some of you guys are faithful to purchase our books when they release, and faithful to share our social media devotions whenever we put those out. And I just want to say thank you to you guys. Thank you for making this small project of mine something bigger than what I intended it to be. Thank you for helping us reach people around the world with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Thank you so much. You guys are truly amazing. William, thank you for writing this devotion. Thank you for the scriptural application of an Old Testament minor prophet to our lives as we live them out more than 2,000 years later. It just amazes me sometimes how we can take things that are written so long ago, and yet they're so applicable to our daily lives that is just so drastically different from anything that Zephaniah experienced, yet it applies beautifully here. William lives in Tucson, Arizona. He writes and has a lot of other online ministries that he does and supports, and I know that he would enjoy some of you guys to go check out his website at TucsonApologetics.org. Follow him on some of the social media accounts that he has listed at the bottom of today's devotion. Check his profile out if you click on the About and Contributors section in the DevotableApp.com's website, or click on his profile image in the Devotable app on your mobile device to learn more about William Hemsworth. Thank you all so much for joining me today as I read today's daily devotion. My name is Landon, and I'm the creator of Devotable. I know there are a lot of great podcasts out there that bring you closer to God each day, but I am truly honored that you chose to spend the last 15 or so minutes listening to me and one of our amazing authors. It really does mean the world to me. If this is your first time listening, maybe you're interested in learning more about Devotable and what we do. Well, we're a collection of writers, bloggers, and authors who team up and create daily devotional content that does three things. First, we try to encourage believers daily. Second, we try to reach the lost with God's powerful message. And third, we try to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ around the world on as many platforms as we can. If you're interested in helping us or contributing to Devotable in any way, you can visit our website at devotableapp.com/contribute. There, you'll learn about the opportunity to write for us or to partner with us via our Patreon page and much more. Speaking of Patreon, now is a great time to partner with us. As a partner, you get special access to perks and discounts online, a special look into what we're doing before the public does, and exclusive access to our books and devotions that we publish. Also, as of February 1st, we've opened pre-orders for our second book titled Prayer, Approaching the Throne of Grace, which is a 26-week devotional and journal on prayer. If you're a Patreon partner, you'll get a copy or two of this book sent to you when we launch it. So now is a perfect time to sign up and become a partner with us. Head on over to devotableapp.com/contribute to learn more. And if you're not interested in partnering with us on Patreon, I certainly understand that. But you can still pre-order the book on our website at devotableapp.com/prayer journal. There you can find out information about the book's contents, the price, the official launch date, and all the rest of the details. I am so excited about this book and how it's going to help people in their prayer life. Prayer is the lifeblood that connects us with God, and without it, we can't possibly have the full relationship with our Savior that He desires. My heart is that this devotional helps people learn how to pray better, that it assists them in seeing the power of prayer in their everyday lives. So I am so excited to finally get this project launched and out to the public. So again, if you want to learn more, head on over to our website at devotableapp.com/prayer journal. If this daily devotion has blessed you in any way, would you please consider sharing it with a friend? From clicking that share button to forwarding on an email or just mentioning us to someone over coffee. That's how we grow. When people like you are blessed and pass